Right. I've got cleavage.
She just needs you to be able to say hi.
I saw my mother apply it in front of me. Over the years, I have done research via the internet and books about how makeup has evolved since its very first use during the Egyptian times. I will focus on the many uses and the evolution of cosmetics starting back in BCE and working all the way up to modern cosmetics in today's society. The Egyptians were known to use cosmetics as a means of masking odor. The Chinese were known to stain their fingernails to display their place in society. And as the years went on, we have come to a time where cosmetics are not only used to enhance a person's beauty, but as a means for people to express themselves. Makeup plays a major role in people's day-to-day lives, but even more so when it comes to special occasions such as theater. The development of cosmetics over the years has led to things such as both temporary and permanent cosmetic tattoos. Makeup has served as both a personal and a cultural focal point throughout history. Makeup went from being a means of masking a person's body odor to uses such as lead and copper-based facial powder to show a person's social standings. Both the Egyptians and the Chinese commonly used cosmetics not only for personal purposes, but as a means of showing where they stand in society. While the Egyptians commonly used scented oils and creams to mask their body odor and to soften their skin due to the dry climate, they also used powders made from lead and copper as a way to give their faces dimension. This is one of the many ways people were able to distinguish the royals from the commoners. While making their complexions lighter, as most people did during these times, the Chinese took a different approach to showing their social standing. The Chinese used a gelatin-like substance to stain their fingernails. Different colors meant different social standings. For example, during the Zhou dynasties, royals wore colors like gold and silver, while the succeeding royals wore colors like black and red to show their future in the royalty. Lower classes could wear any color they wanted, so long as they were not vibrant in comparison to the colors that the royals were wearing. During the early stages of makeup, things such as face powders were made out of toxic materials such as lead and copper. These materials later led to major illnesses that would soon cause death. As the lead and copper soaked into the wearer's skin, it infected their cells and caused serious lead poisoning, which later made a larger impact during the Elizabethan era. The iconic, thick, dark black eyeliner worn by the Egyptians was said to have the ability to fight illness. A study composed at the Louvre Museum in Paris stated that the Egyptians have composed their own type of lead, known as lead salt, and is a material that cannot be found in nature. Lead salt is a material that is used in cases such as preventing eye infections, treating scars, and discoloration on the skin. The lead-based eyeliner that the Egyptians wore was used to show, or to almost act, as an antibiotic when it came to things such as fighting major eye infections. While the ratio of lead to the other ingredients is still unknown to the decomposition over the years, it was shown that the Egyptians had an extreme understanding as to what was good and what was bad for the human body. I will now discuss how cosmetics changed from the Middle Ages to the 1900s. Fragrance started becoming more popular and even began to be imported from other countries, but facial products were still a staple considered the most important. Skincare somewhat began to become more popular in Rome. People began to make a paste out of barley, butter, sheep fat, and sheep blood, and they would put it on their pimples to let dry. This is similar to what people do today with toothpaste. It acts as a drying agent and shrinks the pimple down to a smaller size if it doesn't get rid of it as a whole. Due to the Crusades, fragrance has begun to be imported from the Middle East. Later on, the 14 to 1500s, more in-depth scents began to be created, which is how we have today the 3 scents we have in perfume: top notes, middle notes, and base notes. Porcelain skin is still the most popular trend in cosmetics. Women have begun to put layers of egg whites on their faces more frequently instead of using the lead and copper mixture due to the increase of death of lead poisoning. While the egg whites make a white cast among the faces, they also act as an anti-aging ingredient. Hair dye and vibrant lipstick have become more prominent, and the very first deodorant was invented during the 1800s. During the 1300s, red hair dye became very prominent due to Queen Elizabeth's bright red hair. However, once the 15 to 1600s come around, blonde hair became even more popular due to the more youthful and angelic look it gave people. Along with her trademark porcelain skin, Queen Elizabeth popularized the bright red lipstick that was later also popularized once again by Marilyn Monroe. The very first deodorant was created in 1888 called Mum in Philadelphia. The creator has still been left unknown. Deodorant was originally an aluminum-based paste that was applied to the underarms until the early 1900s when Gillette released its very first aerosol antiperspirant. From the 1900s to today, cosmetic industries have greatly evolved. Makeup has become more portable, lip gloss was invented, as well as the first ever sunscreen. From the 1920s to the 1940s, items such as lipstick, powder foundation, which was also known as pancake makeup, and mascara started becoming more portable. Prior to this time, they had a tendency to become extremely bulky and hard to transport. The first ever portable lipstick was created in 1922 and was made in a silver metal casing, which is known as a bullet, which later gave lipstick its name as a lipstick bullet. In the 1930s, the first ever lip gloss was invented. However, it was nowhere near as popular as it is today. This is because when it was first invented, lip gloss was a soap-based agent and it had a tendency to leave the user's lips extremely dry and a film on the inside of their mouth. Finally, in 1944, chemist Benjamin Green formulated the first ever sunscreen, and the most iconic to this day, copper-toned suntan cream. The cream was originally invented for usage during World War II for the soldiers that were in trench warfare. The iconic image of the baby and the dog was created when the artist saw her daughter slip on the side of the pool and the bottom of her bathing suit came down. From the first ever guy liner to today's more popular cosmetic tattoos, makeup has taken a rather serious turn. Guy liner, worn by men, became a fashion trend in the early 2000s when over in the United Kingdom and later came over here to the US when punk bands such as Green Day had their lead singers wear thick black eyeliner. Cosmetic tattoos. Things such as temporary eyeliner and lip tattoos have become much more popular in the more recent years. However, over the last 15 years, cosmetic tattoos have become a huge trend. Some of the more popular cosmetic tattoos are more discreet, such as filling in blank spaces in your eyebrows or scarring among the face. However, more recently, trends such as permanent eyeliner and permanent lipstick have become less discreet. In conclusion, makeup has evolved greatly over the years. It has also taught us certain things that we should not be putting into our bodies. Thank you.